for taking the time to peek in on my garden, see what I'm growing out here today, and see what's going on. My name's Allie. It's Zone 10 here in Florida. Very tropical, very hot. But I've got some new plants today. This one here is a South Sea salad tree. This variety is the Chief Kubo's Prize. And I'm actually going to take a couple of cuttings off the top. I already took one off of this branch just while it adapts and adjusts to the new pot. And then I'm actually going to take this back down and make cuttings again to try and get it to really branch out and bush up from the bottom up, kind of like my roselle out there did. But I'm going to go ahead and just pinch off this top little bit and try to make a cutting just because it's already soft here. It's the plant's stressed, so I'm going to cut it back to this node right here just to take some of the weight off the top, give it a easier time adapting. And then I'm actually going to pull off these big leaves where there's little leaves already starting to grow from that node. I'm just taking off the big leaf, encourage these guys to grow out. Over here on this side, I'm going to leave these big leaves because it hasn't quite started to push out the new growth yet. If you look down a little further, it does have some areas where it's starting to, well, let me go around here on the other side. It has some little areas where it's starting to push out some new growth. So I will eventually bring it back down to about this height here and try to get it to branch out a lot more before it gets this tall and lanky. But it's a beautiful little tree. I'm very, very happy. I traded some pepper plants for this. And I'm very excited to have a new plant in my yard. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my other phone here. Whoop. And one of my friends already sent me over a fact sheet on the plant. So there are three types. I said mine is the Chief Kubo's Prize. There's also one called Kiko's Crump and Auntie Lily's. But it says the fact sheet she sent over to me says the South Sea salad tree provides multiple benefits, including high nutritional value for its edible leaves and flowers. It's rich in vitamins A, C, iron, and protein. Low maintenance perennial edible plant that can be used as a substitute for spinach. Beyond its culinary use, it's also an attractive ornamental with large, unique leaves and hibiscus like flowers that can be grown in gardens to provide shade and attract pollinators. And if you look at it, it is just a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous plant. Here's the younger leaves when they have less segments to them. But beautiful little plant. Let's see what else. It says as far as culinary, it's a versatile ingredient. The leaves and flowers can all be eaten raw in salads or lightly cooked like spinach. Has a mild flavor that's slightly sweet and provides a year-round harvest in suitable climates. But that is the little fact sheet that my friend sent me over this morning. As soon as I told her I had a new plant, I knew she's the go-to for my fact sheets. Anything I get, she already knows, like the culinary, the medicinal uses, and she's got varieties in her yard. She actually just told me that she has the Aunt Lily's. So I think we're going to be trading cuttings. So that's so far the one thing I wanted to show you. And I'm actually going to go ahead and grab a quick cutting off of here. Hang on one second. I'm trying to log into my other phone. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I am not great at this yet. Okay. Got it. All right. I'm going to try and do this one-handed. This phone here won't go onto the tripod for me. And the other one's having issues connecting to the Wi-Fi this morning. So All right, I'm going to go ahead and snip this one right here. Okay, hang on. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring this back over to the area where I'm working. I'll at least be able to set the phone up on a table, and it'll be better than trying to walk around and do it one-handed. I'm going to set that cutting right here, and I'm going to find a spot to sit the phone. Oh, that's not going to be high enough, is it? It's okay. I'll figure it out. I got plants to lean stuff up onto. We always figure it out. Okay. Of course, I can't see. Okay, I'm going to move this bucket and we'll see how this works out. So this is another plant I got yesterday from somebody that was just done with it, and they would put it outside. They were going to go ahead and end up getting rid of it, but I ended up saving it. Out its white flies, and there's a pretty big mess of them here. I do have a picture, but I'm not quite educated enough on this technology stuff to know how to show you guys a picture during the live. So I'll try to put that in a video. But it's a serious little infestation of white flies. It's like a furry whiteness on the back, and you can see the little gray dots. When you zoom in it, you can see the little ovals, and apparently those are the little nymphs and babies of the white flies. And so I'm going to actually just cut this all the way back, and I'm going to put all this into the trash. The peppers are totally fine to eat. I'm actually going to pick them off, rinse them, and they'll probably just go in a salad tonight. It obviously needs to be in a bigger pot. We need to pull this little weed out of here. Oh, it did have a tag. She said she couldn't remember what kind of pepper it was, but it was a sweet pepper. I know they've gone from yellow to orange to red, and then they turn this cool little purple color before they end up starting to dry up from that purple color. So they're really cute, like maybe a miniature bell. I'm gonna definitely save some seeds, and I'm gonna throw these in a salad tonight. But let me go get some clippers, and we will go ahead and cut this plant back, get it into a new pot with some good dirt, and hopefully make it happy. All right. I'm just looking for decent points to cut it back to. I'm gonna take that one off too. And then I'm gonna spray this completely with neem. Oh, all this foliage that comes off is gonna go in the trash. I'm not gonna compost it. It's gonna go in the closed trash can, hopefully suffocate, kill, and bake to death anything that's in there. And I do want to save this nice place where it's wide off. So I'm going to go to the first node above that Y and cut there. Let's go ahead and take those leaves. I don't need to leave any foliage on it. So this is the pepper plant. I think it's actually 3 pepper plants. But actually, you know what? Oh, I wish I would have looked before I cut those. I wonder if the red and orange ones are not in the same plant as the purple. Now I wonder if these are different color plants. They could be. All right. This thing's really grown onto the grow bag. It's not going to shock that bad because I've removed most of the foliage. just going to go ahead and dump that all in. I'm going to fill her grow bag up with some other plant and send it back to her too. All right. So we got that pushed in there. It was really, really dry as well, which probably hasn't helped it. And I'm going to give it a nice fistful, probably like a little over a quarter cup, third of a cup of organic plant food that I use. And then I'm going to cover it up with some more dirt, mulch it, and just set this baby aside, spray it with some neem oil, and let it regrow. All right. And that looks pretty happy now. And this is the South Sea salad tree cutting I grabbed. I'm just going to pop off the big leaves. Okay. Oh, shoot. I just broke it. Of course I did. I should have been cutting. Well, let's start cutting and stop doing what I'm doing. All right. And I'm going to pinch off all this growth here except for a little bit right at the tip. And then I'm just going to run up here on the porch. Just because it's soft and I'm afraid it'll rot quickly, I want it to get a chance to root. I'm going to dip it into some IBA powder and just shove it in my little cutting box up here on the porch. And I got one other tip cutting off of the other tip, and we'll see how that one does as well. Okay. All right. So those are my 2 new plants of the day, and cleaning them up, getting them started. Now I'm going to go through here, pull out the peppers. So I seen green, yellow, red, orange, and purple on here. And I can't guarantee what came off of what plant now. But I almost feel like the red and orange or yellow and orange came from one plant and maybe the red and purple from another. I mean, I might be wrong, but that's just what I think right now. All right, so all right. Okay, so I'm gonna set these on the porch. I'll rinse these off, and these will be snacks for dinner tonight. Where's my coffee? And then because this was so full of white flies, right into the trash. I had tomato viruses last year from white flies. I don't need that crap. And I didn't even have a serious infestation of them. I didn't even find a plant that was full of the babies or anything. And I still had lost like 4 or 5 tomato plants. Okay. So this little guy here will go ahead, set up in the shade, let him develop some new growth and start over. All right, I need to start watering the plants. the baby plants because I'm going to be leaving today. Trying to think of other than just me doing watering and sweeping up and doing morning cleaning, like what other interesting stuff I have to show you guys today. The brassicas that we have been working on for a couple weeks now. Well, they're over a month old already, but they've been doing good for about a month. Um, Pretty much all of the collards and a majority of the mustard didn't do so well, but the bok choy, the purple Chinese kale, and cabbages, they're doing pretty decent. Um, Gonna be potting these cuttings up soon. These are longevity spinach, and you can see they're just like bursting with new growth. They're about ready to head off into their own pots and become little plants. Well, some weeds in there. These are some of the yellow bonnet peppers I still have left. I traded a handful of these for that South Sea salad tree. So that was pretty cool. Still got a strawberry tree. That was from the same grower that I traded plants with. And even though it looks like the air layer is failing, um, it was only broke like maybe 60% of the way through the branch when we put it in the car. By the time it made it into the backyard, it's like literally hanging by bark threads. So I think I might just have to take it down and use it for cuttings because it looks like it's really not getting anything through there or from the soil around the air layer. But you can see the rest of the tree's happy as can be. He's got little fruits to show for it. Very happy to have that. You can see the loofahs are all doing really well still. This is the one I raised up off of the ground because it was starting to touch and I didn't want it to start curling up. It feels like it's starting to possibly dry out some. These are our Chinese red noodle long beans. I'm going to go ahead and pull off some more of these that are starting to dry out because I do need seeds for these. That's why I'm not eating any of them. More kukuza. I think this one, oh yeah, it's still soft. I might try to take that in. I've never eaten a young one, so I want to try that. This is my first time ever growing it. I have this big one under here. You can see we're getting a little powdery mildew. I need to probably come out here and put some peroxide on it. That seems to be my answer to anything on a leaf is fix it with peroxide. Or neem or BT. Oh, you little suckers. I'm so glad these things are so pretty because I managed to spot these sparkly little squash bug eggs from a mile away. You see that? This little critter's trying to eat my stuff. So I'm going to go ahead, mash them up. Really good. And I'm going to look around for the parents. Oh, no, that's a little bee. All right. Let's see, we got this. It's not quite dry enough. You can see there's damage to it from where the squash bugs tried to chew at the flesh of it when it was small. But it's all right. It'll still make a nice sponge. And we got all of our side shoots coming out of the sorghum where I harvested the tip. Like each one is making a couple of different side shoots. This one's got 1, 2, and keep coming down here around. There's 3 side shoots on this one plant. So it seems like the second harvest is probably going to be better than the first harvest. And it also seems like the heads seem to have more seed. I don't know if it's that the birds are leaving it alone a little bit more or if it's actually just producing more seed the second time around because it's, I don't know, more experienced for lack of anything else to say. Oh, look, we have a little sweet potato flower. These two okra plants that I've pulled out, I kind of dug around in the dirt a little bit, and both of the hill country red okra seem to be infected with root knot nematodes. So both of those are being pulled. I'll solarize the dirt for a couple of weeks, which isn't going to do a lot really, but I will then plant in there basically plants that are either extremely resistant or suppressive to nematodes. Oh, look, a treat. I love to get the okras when there's little small things like this. Perfect snack outside in the garden. This roselle is going nuts. This is one plant. That is one roselle, sorrel, whatever name you want to call it. Absolutely gorgeous flowers. But do you see how many buds? Like each node has 5 or 6 flowers. It's crazy. This baby okra pod's really good. All right, here's our flowers on the Cherokee Trail of Tears black bean. It's finally flowering, starting to crawl its way up the trellis. Our little tiny soybean plant, I'm going to go ahead and pick off a couple yellow leaves that look like they're drop anyway. Maybe that'll encourage it to put on some new growth. Let's see what we got over here. Oh, we do have our first green noodle long beans. Our first little green ones I see. Oh, we got some more up here. Oh, and for everybody who I was saying that I had sugarcane, well, the pieces that I got cuttings from of sugarcane that I planted were not sugarcane. It is apparently called Napier grass. This green variety, the common one, is invasive here. Um, the red one is not as invasive, but they are good animal feed. Um, they can be used. I forget what now. I found out a lot about it, but I didn't really remember once I was so distraught that it wasn't sugarcane. But I have since gotten Florida red sugarcane. It's got roots, but it hasn't sprouted out any top growth yet. So I'm still waiting on that. But my little patch that I was thought was sugarcane for over a year, I actually traded somebody plants for that sugarcane cutting, and it's not sugarcane. But anyhow, these are our okras over here. I'm gonna peek around see if I can find any. No, it doesn't look like I see any right now. That the first one was pretty good. Oh, these pumpkins are getting decimated. We got caterpillars on here. Oh, I'm squishing them. I can feel them in there. Little leaf rollers and pickle worms and stuff. Yep. And everywhere you see the leaf rolled, you can probably pinch and just feel a squish. Oh my gosh, there's just so many of them. There's like 3 on every leaf. Oh, that's horrible. I guess I'm gonna have to spray some BT. I haven't really sprayed anything like all summer. I let the birds kind of take care of it for me, and they were doing an excellent job. But I think they're slacking. Let's see. Here's our mung beans. I'm just picking some dead leaves off of here. There's some mung beans in here, but it seems that the basil has taken off so well that it's kind of hiding them. Our little cluster of red papayas is doing well, getting situated. I did take that corn out of here. It wasn't really thriving, and it had already made its tassels, already dropped most of its pollen, and had yet to start forming ears. So there is no more corn back there. I will find other things to fill in under the tree. But we got some more of our Murasaki peppers. These are absolutely awesome little sweet peppers. As much as these look like a hot chili, these are an innocent little sweet pepper, and they are so delicious. This is by far one of my more favorite sweet peppers to grow. They're small, so it's not a lot of pepper for the bite, but they are a great tasting sweet pepper. Beautiful purple flowers, purple peppers that are a deep purple until they ripen up completely and turn a bright red. And you can eat them when they're purple. They're just not going to have that super sweet flavor. Here's the marigolds I ripped out of the raised bed. Try to drop them in pots. I should cut them back drastically and let them restart. But that's for another day. Oh, these little peppers are great. Here's the mess of things I haven't got to. I've got a whole bunch of baby papaya trees. And then over here, this is our sorghum seeds that we grew. I was testing the germination. Then we got bok choy and some watermelon or Mexican cream guava. This is Malanga lila. It's a edible tuber elephant ear type of plant. This is my first time growing it. It's actually I grew it from the peels of one of the Malanga tubers I got in the grocery store. Sweet peppers and iced coffee. That's an interesting combination. But that's pretty much all I've got for you guys this morning. I'm just going to water the plants and be heading out of here because I need to go visit my friend's mango farm and then head over to Trisha's place to work on some of our fall planting plans and work on preparing for our next show or our next market day event at Busy Box Smoke Shop in November. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you checking out my garden. And I might possibly do a live seed starting or planting when I'm over there with Trisha today. But have a good day, guys. Keep growing something and do something beautiful today.